All right, Julia. Just how has the off season been for you, and just getting ready for another season?
This off time was really great to recover, to get back into shape. And I think now with preseason, I think we had a really good 2 weeks of practice and we're ready to start this new season.
All right, Rod, with 247 Sports.
All right, I'll just continue. How is your now that you're becoming an upperclassman or just another year of collegiate volleyball? Just what have how have you continued to evolve your game? Was there one or two specific things you wanted to focus on and get better at during this off season?
Definitely working on more range of shots or like people. I've been playing here for 2 years, so people like got to know my game, and I think I have to learn how to play some new things, to have some um, yeah, new things against these big teams, and I think that was really important. And I worked on this off season.
Sorry, Rod, I was muted. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, what was your impression when you took your first look at the schedule and saw, the tough games you're going to open the season with?
I love tough games. I think it's really exciting to play these big teams. It's going to be a challenge for sure. They're really good, but I think we're ready for it and we can actually show how good we are. And I'm really excited to play these big teams this weekend and the other teams too.
It's Marcel again. You return a large amount of players on your roster, so you have probably one more experienced as teams, not only in the conference but maybe in the country. How beneficial is that having so many returners coming back for this year?
It really helps to have played with each other for so long. I think we know there's a big connection between setters and hitters and between passers. And I think that really helps with knowing who you're playing with and just knowing the plays, knowing which ball your teammate takes, which one you take. And I think that's a big advantage for us to be able to have this connection with everyone. And also with the new girls, I think they really matched with us, and it's a really good group, and they learned quick how we play. And I think we have a really good entire group. So with one person, we can play with everyone, and I think that's going to be really good this season.
All right, Rob, with 247 Sports.
And speaking of the new girls, what did you see from Bertolino, Fisher, and some of the new ones against South Carolina?
I think they played great. Normally, you're really nervous for your first game. I was nervous too, but I think they did a really, really good job playing their first. It was like a scrimmage, but still, it was really cool to see how confident they were. And yeah, they came in, they swung the balls hard, and it was great to see them play this well. And I think that's only the beginning, and so much potential that they have, and that's going to be really fun.
All right, back to Rod.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Rod, go ahead.
Were there any other things that you took away from that opening exhibition?
I think it was the first game where we could see what we can work on this week. We will work on some of the details of the game. I think we saw our own video, and we're going to practice that this week also to be even better against our first match of the season on Friday.
You've had the same assistant coaches since you've been here. How does that help you as far as knowing what's expected of you?
They know my game and they know what shots I can hit. They keep telling me what I can do, and seeing it from the outside can be really different sometimes. You're not in the heat of the game, and I think you see a lot of other things from the outside, especially what to do and where to swing the ball, where to tip the ball sometimes. And having this feedback from the outside really helps in the heat of the game sometimes, just slowing down and hearing it from someone else.
Rod, did you have a follow-up question?
That's it.
Marcel?
I have one more. Were you able to head home to Brazil or over the past few months, or how did you handle this off-season training? Were you able to play some club matches or play with your teammates? Just how were you individually able to prepare for this year?
I mean, I could not go home back to Brazil because of COVID, and situation is still kind of unsure of the borders and everything. But I think this off season, I mean, we did open gyms all the time. We played beach volleyball, which is also great for conditioning, and just, I mean, we basically practice without our coaches every week, and I think that was really important to keep us in shape. And but of course, getting back now of the coaches in the gym has really been great.
Right. Hey, Maddie, you've been here a while now. You have familiar faces all around you when you take the court. How is that for the team chemistry wise?
It's great. Every game, every situation's different, and playing with the same group for so long has been able to like allow us to bond and just create connections on and off the court that you couldn't create in any other situation.
Does that help you guys in tough situations when you know you can rely on each other?
Yes, sir, 100%. Definitely the harder situations, those bonds really come out. We always say it's easy when it's easy, and tough times and like hard matches, tight matches, that's when the little things really become important.
Marcel, with the Sports Tribune, go ahead. Marcel, you need it.
I'm sorry, can you hear me? My
Yeah.
fault. That's my fault. I was on mute. Thank you for joining us for another season. What can you take away from that 2020 campaign, making the NCAA tournament, being able to get a win? What experience did you gain from that you can carry over into this year?
That volleyball is always evolving, and that taking our game and this program to new heights with this group and this new group, I think is so important because in the past couple of years, especially with this senior class, like we haven't been able to do that in the past, and just giving us more experience in tight situations and like big matches is a really cool thing to be a part of, and just helping this program to elevate and continuing to level up at each year.
Rod McKenzie with 247 Sports, go ahead.
Are you excited about the schedule that's coming up the next couple of weeks?
Yes, sir. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
And back to Marcel Portu with the Sports Tribune.
Thank you, appreciate it. You have a veteran group coming back, and Rod touched on that earlier, but you also have some newcomers to the team. Being a senior upperclassman in a very important position, we have to interact with everybody. How have you acclimated the newer players into the rotation and onto the team?
So when all the new kids got here this summer, we like the older class, the senior class and the junior class really tried to acclimate these younger group into making sure that they know that if you're new, it doesn't really mean anything. You still have the same value on this team, and you have a role to be played. And just like creating these connections with all the girls, no matter class or age or position, has been like a really big thing for us. So we worked really hard this season, or this spring. I mean, spring and summer, to like get connected and work really hard when the coaches weren't around to be at a top level before the coaches could even enter into the gym.
Back to Rod McKenzie with 247 Sports.
What was the season like for you last year? I know you had all the COVID protocols you had to go through, which had to be difficult, but you also had the schedules set up a lot differently than what you're used to. The season was split in half. How difficult was that for you?
Everything once you're used to something and something changes, it definitely creates different situation for you. But I think our team did a really good job of like being able to play because we didn't even know if we could play. And so we took advantage of every game and just while everybody was healthy and able to be on the court, I think we took advantage of that and worked really hard to just be the best us and train hard every day. So even though it was different and we weren't really used to it, I think we tried to take advantage of it as much as possible. Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
All right.
Hey, I know you had to sit out the exhibition game. What's your status going into this weekend?
I'm gonna go back to practice, so yeah, it's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, I imagine you're excited to be able to get back out there again.
Yes, very. It's like it's really, really hard to stay out and watch. But in the other hand, there's a lot of stuff that I can do. So I was trying to stay engaged and help my teammates all the time. So I could learn a lot of stuff just by observing.
And Marcel with the Sports Tribune.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And just overall, how's this? Obviously, you weren't able to play the exhibition match, but overall off season for you, just how was it for you being in the United States, knowing a little bit more of a consistent schedule than compared to last year, I'm assuming. But just how's the off season been for you?
It's been really good. I think we did a really good job into knowing the new girls, into doing our practice and try to work as hard as possible. So we could improve a lot in condition and we would go every day to the gym and just really focus on our work. So I think it was really good, especially as a team perspective, because we were able to know the girls and just introduce everybody. So we did a really good job with that, I think.
All right, back to Rod McKenzie with 247 Sports.
You're sitting out the first exhibition game against South Carolina. I guess that gave Bertolino a chance to maybe play more than she normally would have. What did you see from her?
I think that's a really good opportunity because all the girls did really well. And I think it's really good to always have everybody ready to play. So I think the team was really, really good and they did a really good job. And yeah.
All right, Marcel with the Sports Tribune.
Yeah, this is your senior campaign. We've been speaking to you for several years now. Just when you entering the senior campaign, what are your just impressions of your time at Georgia Tech? And do you expect it to be this feeling this way? Just you're coming into your final year of eligibility, really, with the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, it's a really great feeling because I look back and I see how everything was when I first got here and how we grow so much in those 4 years. So it's really a feeling of a lot of excitement with this really hard schedule. I think, as the girl said before, we have like a really good team. Everybody's ready to play. And it's just like a really, really good feeling, excitement, and just can't wait to play and to see where we go this year. But as like we always say, it's a new year, so we start from zero. So nothing that we have done in the past matters because we start from zero. Everybody starts in the same spot. Everybody starts from the same place. So we got to start building everything, and it's all new. So every game matters, and yeah.
All right, back to Rod, 247 Sports.
Do you feel that this tough opening, preseason schedule is going to prepare you guys to really compete in the ACC?
Yeah, for sure. I think those games are really good, and we're going to be able to see where we are standing and see what we got to work for. So I think it's really going to be helpful for us during the season.
Hey, Coach, I imagine when you guys sat down and started working on schedules for this year, it must have been some interesting discussions. How did you come up with the schedule that you ended up with?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to challenge ourselves. I think that we finished last year playing some good volleyball and knowing that we were returning, good part of that team. I didn't want to shy away from the competition. I felt like we needed to continue to challenge ourselves to play tournament teams and to continue to push forward towards our goals of continuing to be as good as we can, of winning championships. And so um, to do that, you have to continue to play those teams, and they have to challenge you so you can keep growing. And so I think that was one of the main things is I really wanted to have a strong schedule, strong RPI schedule to help us continue to build on what we were able to do last year.
All right, Marcel with the Sports Tribune.
Coach, it's good to see you for another season. And what about this offseason? Is going over the roster and looking, you returned pretty much your starting lineup from last year. Did that make this offseason and preseason camp a little bit different than some previous ones where you maybe had some more new players that you would have to insert into the rotation? Or was it kind of what Mariana just said, you're back to square one, you're back to zero, and you're trying to build up from there?
For sure. I mean, it's nice to return some experience. I think that they understand what we're doing in the gym, but our job is to keep making our gym better. And I think that our incoming class are definitely challenging the returners, and so I think it's the most depth that we have had in our gym and competition within positions. And so it's been really good. I think that, we got 18 players who can all be on the floor and contribute and impact at our level. So it's been really fun to see that. I think that our upperclassmen did a tremendous job this summer with our incoming players and onboarding them into our culture. And, I think that our strength coach did a great job with them. They, of course, did a great job of committing to each other and to the program and doing the things that they could be doing, getting themselves in the gym, getting in the weight room. So they worked really, really hard to put us in a really good position to start preseason. And I think that we have had a great preseason. We're getting better. And it's all because of the foundation that they were able to do in the summer, and in the summer it's all on them. And so it was really nice to have that leadership and that commitment to continue to get better and to help the new players just kind of hit the ground running, so I think that the new players did a great job and the returning players did a great job. So it's always fun for a coach when players kind of commit to the level of accountability and the things that they really want to get better and they want to be good at what they're doing. And so it definitely showed up in preseason when we all returned that we had good team chemistry. I think that the new players came in really well with the drills and the things that we were doing and what we were asking of them. And the returners did a really good job at that as well. So I mean, it was exciting. We still got a couple more days here to try to continue to get better, and also use this preseason to get ready to conference play.
Back to Rob with 247 Sports.
Coach, do you feel that, the last 2 years have been successful? They led to postseason appearances. Just piggybacking on what you just said, do you feel that those veterans that have been around for a while, do you feel they still have the hunger?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that they're not done yet, and they're ready to continue to make history here and to leave their legacy. And they have been a very strong class, and I think that this will be a great year of challenges for everybody. And I think we thrive under those situations, and so it's everybody's pretty excited about what's to come, and we understand the difficulty that it's going to be ahead of us. But I think that we have worked really, really hard to put ourselves in this position as well, and I think that we earn, the right to be playing these teams, and for teams and programs to be talking about Georgia Tech volleyball the way they are. It's there's a lot more responsibility on our side, but we earned that, and so it feels really good.
Back to Marcel, Sports Tribune.
Thank you. Physically, how's the team holding up? You had such an odd last season playing into the spring, not a traditional off-season schedule. You mentioned your strength coach and everything like that, but it is a quick turnaround from competitive play. Is that going to change maybe these first few matches as far as how you rotate some more players in, or does it has any impact just in the beginning part of this fall schedule playing into the spring of 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I think every team in the country is probably dealing with everything that we're dealing with as well. I mean, obviously the ACC played fall and spring, so that was a little bit more on the kids. But I think that again, from our strength coach to our trainer to our doctors here and to our players, everybody has been done everything that they can to really put their bodies in the best position possible. Obviously, we still have some aches and pains and things like that, but knock on wood, nothing super serious that are going to keep people off the floor. But we do also have a lot more depth than we always had. So, there's a lot of opportunities there as well, depending on how things go. But as always, we're going to do what it takes to win every single match, and we'll take it one match at a time. But we're hoping to be full force on Friday.
Back to Rod, 247 Sports.
Coach, you have, I guess, 9 or 10 matches prior to the ACC schedule, some well-known programs. Just based on who these programs are there any one or two that you're looking forward to saying, hey, I'm really looking forward to see how we compete against these programs?
Every single one of them. I think that the schedule really challenges us. There's not a match, I don't think this year that we'll be able, even in conference, and just the way that we play, that there should never be a match where our team is relaxed and not going out there to compete and really get excited about just the opportunity to play again. I think with COVID, we saw how quickly that can be taken away from us, and we love what we're doing, and we want to make sure that when we're out there, we're competing in a way, we're competing in the Georgia Tech way, and we're playing volleyball the way we want to play, regardless of who the opponent is. But obviously, we play some Big Ten, Pac-12 teams that we don't get a chance to play very often, so that'll be fun to to get out to the West Coast and compete against those teams. But I think that everybody that's on our schedule, it's competitive, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. Obviously, looking forward to UGA at home. It's always a fun one to be a part of. But again, just a very, very good schedule, strong schedule. And so we're just excited, and we know it's going to have to be a match at a time. So we're looking forward to Penn State right now, and then we'll keep moving from there.
Back to Marcel, Sports Tribune.
Actually, you just answered my question about this upcoming non-conference schedule, so I'm good. Thank you.
Rod, did you have one more question?
Yeah, one last question, if I could. What does someone like Bertolino add to your rotation?
Yeah, Bianca, just an experienced player. I mean, I think that she has played at a very high level. I think that she's getting used to the difference on how volleyball is played a little bit here with the speed and the intensity and some of the, our new setters. I mean, we got a number of setters here that she's having to adjust to, and they're having to adjust to her. So we're still learning how to make the best out of her, as far as how to put her in the best situations to be more successful. But she has already made a tremendous impact. I mean, a great serve receiver. So just a really strong ball control player that really has stabilized a little bit our serve receive there. So she's already making a big impact. She's got a big arm. She hits the ball hard. So just she knows the game. And she's adapting really well. Her English is getting better and better. She got a 4.0 this summer. So she has really come in, adjusted. I think she's mashing really well with our group. And that is true for all the incoming players, all the new players. They've done a really great job. And so I'm excited to see Bianca and how she's going to continue to progress, along with all the other younger players that we have in our roster. There is a bright future here, and we got to keep moving forward. So it's exciting.